Previously on the Canadian Rally Championship. Looking for a repeat of their success in 2010, Antoine Lestage and the ROCKSTAR team started a new season by facing off against familiar rivals on the icy roads of Rally Persneige.
Well, it's going to be hard to top last year, but we're certainly going to try, and I love winter rallies, so it should be fun.
While four-time Canadian Rally champion Patrick Richard added a new co-driver to the team's crew for 2011.
Yeah, it's exciting. I teamed up with Leanne.
I'm pretty excited to be finally getting into competition. Should be a fun day. We'll see how it goes.
However, a bad intercom and a broken wheel ruined Richard's hopes of starting the season with a win, leaving Winter Rally veteran Bruno Carré to duke it out with young guns Tracy Leo and Hugo de Grenier for the podium. And Antoine Lestage collected a win again to start the season. Today, the crews head west to Calgary, Alberta, face some of the most challenging conditions on the roads of the Canadian Rally Championship, but the dangerous setting won't stop a heated battle for the win. Survival is the name of the game at the Rocky Mountain Rally, and it is right now on Canada's sports leader, TSN. Hello, Canada. Vic Rauter along with TSN Rally analyst Paul Chater. Welcome to Calgary, Alberta for the start of the Subaru Calgary Rocky Mountain Rally. And while the backdrop of the mountains is spectacular as always, Paul, it's been raining here for days and it's going to make for some seriously slick and muddy roads.
Yeah, well, it's expected to continue raining throughout the day. Up on the far end of the stages, they're getting pounded with snow. As the drivers progress along each pass of the main stage road, the conditions are going to change dramatically. The drivers have to stay flexible and adaptable to maximize the available grip.
The Canadian Rally Championship on TSN is brought to you by Subaru. Think, feel, drive. Subaru. And at the ceremonial start in downtown Calgary, the teams are psyching themselves up for the coming challenge. Antoine Lestage has won here in similar conditions.
Yeah, I hope it goes like last year. It was perfect. Yeah, it's very, very difficult conditions and difficult for the organizers and all the volunteers, but tough conditions. But last year it worked for us, so hopefully it's the same. But it's still very close with Pat, so we'll have to go hard right from the word go, and I'm expecting a good battle.
And having settled for fourth at the Rally Persneige, Richard is hungry.
Well, you know, it's going to be a tough event. The weather, as usual at the Rocky Mountain Rally, is going to be very variable. Might be some snow out there, definitely going to be some mud. Yeah, I mean, the Oklahoma tire is the best tire for these kind of conditions. They got the best snow tire, they got the best mud tire, and that's what we're going to be running. Given our finish at the first event, I got to go all out for a win. We're ready to go.
There are more surprises from Crazy Leo Erlichit.
Obviously, the big news this weekend is that our team has gotten even more international. We have Martin Brady, who is an Irish co-driver, joining the team.
I've done quite a bit of rallying, luckily enough, in North America, the Rally America series, and obviously I was talking to the guys about Leo and how much I admired him and his flat-out maximum attack attitude. I'm lucky I have a lot of experience worldwide, but this is my first trip to Canada, so there again, a rally is a rally, and for every kilometre of road there's 2 kilometres of ditch, and that's where we definitely don't want to end up in any of those ditches.
But Crazy Leo isn't the only young gun looking to make his mark in the championship.
Yeah, the learning curve is big. It's a lot different from all the motorsports I've been doing before, but it's the attrition of getting through the whole rally and making it to the end that's the biggest learning curve. And being here at the Canadian National Championship is really exciting. It's pretty cool running against guys like Pat Richard and Antoine Lestage. But yeah, we're excited. We're ready for it.
He's already won regionally. If he keeps his head in the game, Riddle could be a serious contender today.
But Mother Nature isn't letting up, Paul. We now have reports of significant snow accumulation up in the mountain.
The main stage road starts at the base of one of the hills and goes up the mountain. They're going to run this section in both directions. Stage 1 moves north to south and will start in mud and progress to snow. Then the teams will run back up the road and reverse that transition.
The ROCKSTAR Royal Group team of Lestage, Richard are leading the championship, and ideally they'd want to extend the lead with another win, but with the roads as slick as they are, hey, they want to finish first.
Last year at the Rocky Mountain Rally, the road conditions were almost as deplorable, and Antoine clobbered the competition by gambling on Yokohama AO31 mud tires. The mud tires worked very well on the loose and sloppy conditions, and Antoine has fitted them again this year. He's first on the road, which means he'll have to burn through the whatever snow accumulates, but if the tires can bore down to the muddy base, the AO31s could be the weapon of choice yet again.
Now, last year, Patrick Richard didn't have the mud tires, and Paul, it cost him the win. This time around, though, he has the AO31s too, so the playing field is slippery, but it's level.
You can see how rapidly the snow is accumulating in the southern end of the stage. The mud tires won't work in the deeper snow, so the trick is to stay in the tracks. Crazy Leo's solution is to run narrow, deep snow tires. While not as grippy on the mud, they will cut through the deeper snow when his flamboyant driving style drags him out of the tracks. And knowing Leo, that will probably be the rule rather than the exception.
Now, variable conditions, they're the rule here. Calgary resident J.C. Bourgeois has plenty of first-hand experience at just how slick it is on these roads.
Max Riddle's Subaru STI was originally built for Patrick Richard's own use, so you know it's going to be a weapon. He used it to win regionally.
But we all know, Paul, rallying is more than just having some hot hardware. It takes patience and endurance to win in these conditions. Riddle, come on, come on. And that is a tank slapper.
He's actually lucky the trees stopped him. It's a long way down that side of the road.
And Riddle is truly stuck. Riddle me this. I can't get out. Richard leads, but Lestage is less than 8 seconds behind. Leo is a hair further back. When we come back, the snow continues to build. The competition will get even hotter. Survival of the fittest and the fastest will determine the order here at the Rocky Mountain Rally. Welcome back to the Subaru Calgary Rocky Mountain Rally here on TSN. Well, Max Riddle has shown a lot of promise, but he has learned a lesson the hard way in conditions like these. You make a mistake and it'll ruin your day.
We had really good pace up until that point, and it was kind of, the car went off the one side of the road and I was fighting it to get back to the other, and then the back of the car just kind of fell off the road and the rest of the car followed with. It's going to be a bit harder than we thought to get it out, and definitely an end to our day. And
when things like this happen, Paul, the importance of the service crew really comes into play. So let's take a look at what it takes to keep the top teams going.
My name is GORD RYALL. I'm the crew chief for Pat Richard of Subaru Rally Team Canada. Service crew chief is basically responsible to see that the car makes it through the end of the race and delegating jobs to keep the car running at every service. On a basic service, sort of things that we would always check over are going to be get the car up in the air on the jack stands, give the wheels a shake, kind of assess any damage, and then wheels come off, inspect the brakes, nut and bolt check, look for loose parts falling off. Generally things can go horribly wrong, and it will be visible. In such a case, we have to assess the biggest damage and see how much time we actually have, and then decide what needs to be done to make the car finish the race and what we can possibly leave till the next service. Generally, we'll assign guys to a certain end of the car, front of the car, rear of the car, under the hood. However, everybody can do anything on the car, so when things go bad, it's kind of a group effort and everybody attack the damaged zone of the car. Yeah, honestly, when the car comes in a total mess, you don't really even notice the time. You just focus on what you're doing. It really does feel good seeing the car leave in half-decent condition again.
Yeah, I mean, the Rocket Rally guys on the Subaru Rally Team Canada have been fantastic. I've been working with them for many years now. Without the work that those guys put in and the effort that we put in when we're at home between the rallies, we wouldn't be where we are.
And all that prep work is paying off for Patrick Richard and Subaru Rally Team Canada, Paul, because back out in the stages, the four-time champ is leading things.
Richard has run a couple of events in the Rally America series to build up some seat time with his new co-driver, and their improved pacing shows that it was time well spent.
But here is the team to beat again. Having won the Triple Crown of the Canadian, American, and North American Championships a year ago, the ROCKSTAR Royal Group team has all the pieces in place to be successful. A well-prepared car, they have experience, hours of seat time together, building their rapport, and of course the note system.
What makes Antoine and Natalie truly amazing is that they combine all of that knowledge with patience. They might be trailing Richard, but they're in the perfect position to capitalize on any trouble Team Subaru might have.
Ah, crazy Leo. Not so crazy today, is he?
Not sure if that's veteran co-driver Martin Brady or his service crew keeping his flamboyance in check, but it's working. Leo is posting some excellent times, but more important, he's keeping it between the ditches.
I expect we'll see more podium finishes from this young gun this season. A minor off-road excursion in the snowy portion of the stage has cost J.C. Bourgeois several positions, allowing Warren Haywood to slide up into fourth. Haywood and co-driver Jennifer Daly are also running away with the production GT class as well.
And right behind him is former production GT champion Hardy Schmidtke, who is now running in open class. His humble-looking WRX is actually a weapon underneath, and Hardy has the patience to go the distance.
Give some credit to Ian Creerer, who nearly missed registration. Their tow vehicle broke down on the way from Ontario, but here he is in the points hunt, now up to 6th place. So now, 4 stages in, Richard still holding the lead. Lestage right on his heels. The battle for these 2 veterans, you know, they're opening a gap now on Crazy Leo 3rd, and the young gun ahead of Haywood in 4th. Coming up, Lestage, Richard continue to swap seconds on every stage.
Well, that guy with the blue car caused me trouble. I need to catch him now.
Concentration's at its maximum, and we're just hanging on.
And nature continues to be a mother when we come back. Welcome back to the Subaru Calgary Rocky Mountain Rally here on TSN. Vic Rutter along with Paul Chater, and just no relief from Mother Nature. Snow, rain, everything in between. That's the order of the day, and we're halfway, and the teams are coming in for their first and only service of the rally. And tension, well, it's at a maximum as Richard's hold on the lead is tenuous.
Well, having a great battle with Antoine. We're leading the event, and that's what we planned for, and you know, we're really happy about that. But it is very challenging, and even if we back off, it's extremely difficult just to stay on the road. On the stage, we got quite a bit of snow. It's actually 8 inches deep, and we're not punching through the snow to the gravel surface, so it's really survival. I mean, we got to hang on but not lose too much time. We've only got a 8 or 9 second lead, and concentration's at its maximum, and we're just hanging on.
And for a true racer such as Lestage, 2nd place isn't good enough.
Well, that guy with the blue car caused me trouble. I need to catch him now, so that's why I start to have gray hair too. So he's been put up some very good stage times. So it's just that we know that at the beginning of the stage going in, it's gravel, so we try to attack as much as possible. And when we get to the snowy, more tricky part, we try to be a little bit careful, because as soon as you get out of the tracks, you get into the loose, heavy snow, it's very hard. Hopefully I can make up some time now.
And contrary to his usual mode of attack, Crazy Leo is playing it cool, and it's paying off.
Yes, the conditions are deplorable. We're managing okay, because we were closer to Pat and Antoine than we were kind of planning today. So far everything looks good. We know exactly what to do for the next stages, what tires to use, what suspension, what diff settings. Now we're ready to get back out there and finish the event.
Exactly. You finish and the points will follow. Now on the stages, Paul, the teams are starting the last loop of the mountain road before heading to the even muddier jumping pound. They are the spectator stages. Subaru Rally Team Canada is in the lead.
Here we can see at the base of the hill, it's still mostly muddy. The Yokohama AO31 mud tires are still the ticket here, and that's not going to change when they get to the spectator loop. The rain continues to pour down here, and that's actually causing some washouts here and there. The conditions continue to be very dangerous.
And, Paul, they can't afford to take any risks. Remember now, they trail Lestage by 10 points in the championship. They need every point they can get. If they finish strongly today, it will give them a shot at winning the Fiddler Cup. Meanwhile, Lestage, Richard, you know they're not going to give up points willingly.
With 6 events spanning the country and each event adding its own challenging twist, there are plenty of opportunities for both sides to win or make mistakes, and the ROCKSTAR team isn't immune. Antoine Lestage had one of his worst crashes here at the Rocky Mountain Rally, and that was in relatively clear conditions. That was back in his days in the Hyundai. His current car is a far more capable weapon with more power, but while that means he's on equal footing with Patrick Richard, it also means that should he make a mistake, the consequences could be even bigger.
And here comes crazy Leo Erlichich. And you know what? Despite the fact that it's their first event, you've got to say that he and co-driver Martin Brady have quickly fallen into a nice, smooth rhythm. The Irish police officer made a couple of adjustments to the pace notes, and it seems to be working. Also, he's reined in Leo's aggressiveness. And I'm betting that Can Jam has no regrets about bringing him across the Atlantic.
There's also a pretty good two-wheel drive field here today. 2010 two-wheel drive champions, the Zedro brothers, looked ready to sweep the competition, but they ended up in a ditch early on, ending their event. John Munroe's 72 Corolla would let him down on stage 5, ending his attack in the rear-wheel drive classic.
72 Corolla. Now, in the end, Jeremy Foster and Chris Kramer will pedal their Mark II Golf GTI to third place in the two-wheel drive class. Zibi Chevchek, driving a heavily modified front-wheel drive Lancer, will bring it home in second, while former two-wheel drive champion Eric Grachowski rejoined the championship after a 2-year hiatus to win the class in his Mark III GTI. Meanwhile, back at the front, the battle between Antoine Lestage and Patrick Richard is getting even hotter.
The snow is beginning to clear a bit from the top end of the stage, allowing the mud tires to dig into the wet gravel base. The ROCKSTAR Royal Group team found some extra speed on stage 5, winning the stage by 4.5 seconds, nearly cutting the gap to Subaru Rally Team Canada in half. Richard and Junnila retaliated on stage 6, winning the stage by 4.8 seconds.
So neither team is walking away with this one before it's over. We have 3 stages to go, and it's too close to call between Richard and Lestage. Leo solidly in third. Schmidtke is closed within a half a second of Haywood in the battle for 4th. Any mistakes now? Critical.
Yeah, well, there's a big water trap in there, and we thought it was 2 corners later than it actually was. So I went into that corner full speed and bounced back on the road, but we lost quite a bit of time because the back wheels were rubbing.
We're back at the Subaru Calgary Rocky Mountain Rally, and after non-stop rain and snow, we've forgotten what the sunshine looks like, Paul, and I'm sure the teams feel the same way. The Canadian Rally Championship on TSN is brought to you by Subaru, Think, Feel, Drive, Subaru, and by Yokohama Tires. Now, you've got control. So having left the mountain ridge behind them and the teams lining up now for 3 passes through the Jumping Pound Forest demonstration loop, it's 4K, it's fast, it's flowing, a perfect setting for a showdown between Richard and Lestage. Remember now, Richard leads by 8.9.
The times are going to be really, really close. Both Richard and Lestage enjoy technical stages like this, but Lestage has to pull 3 seconds per stage to beat Richard.
So the first split, Lestage sets the time to beat, 23-1. Now it's Richard on the line.
Richard has often said that battling for the win on even footing is much better than running away with an easy victory. He and co-driver Leanne Junnila are going to have to work for every second.
And he is still running on mud tires.
If anything, the Yokohama mud tires make even more sense here than up in the mountains.
First split, 23-1 to beat, and Richard trips at 23-7, 0.6 of a second behind Lestage. Crazy Leo now on the line to start the loop.
With no snow in the Jumping Pound stage, Leo should be able to ratchet up the speed a bit, but not too much. He needs to keep the podium in mind. Pushing too hard now could be disastrous.
But we always expect him to have a little fun. Coming up to the split, Leo clocks 24-5, 1-4 behind the lead, 0.7 behind Richard. Man, it's close. Back to Lestage, now a third of the way into the stage, still on maximum attack. Can he somehow find 3 or 4 seconds that he needs?
Can he find 3 seconds? Maybe. The real question is, can he maintain that sort of pace without crashing? Lestage is in it for the whole season. He needs points today.
Second split, Lestage, 104.2. Unbelievable. Look at the washout.
Yeah, it hit that too fast, and the car becomes a water skier without any ability to turn.
All right, now with Richard down by 0.7 on the last split, but still leading by over 8.
Without the snow to deal with, Richard knows that Lestage is pressing hard and has to stay at the top of his game.
All right, second split, here we go. What are we looking for? 104.7, only a half second behind. So Richard off the road. Oh my goodness, he's hit something.
He's only got minutes before he has to run the stage again, and that isn't good.
Yeah, well, there's a big water trap in there, and we thought it was 2 corners later than it actually was. So I went into that corner full speed, and we just hit a huge 50-meter long water puddle and hydroplaned right way off the road. And I don't know what we hit. I think it was some sort of tree or a post or something. Bounced back on the road, but we lost quite a bit of time because the back wheels were rubbing. But tight battle still, so hopefully it's good to go.
Back out on the stages, Warren Haywood kept it neat and tidy to collect 5th place and production GT win. While Hardy Schmidtke and John Hall managed to squeak past Haywood in the end to collect 4th place points.
And Paul, look at this. Crazy Leo has kept it between the ditches right to the end. 3rd place in his first national podium of the season. While Lestage took almost 5 seconds on Richard because of the crash. Richard's car, we know, is wounded. Will this be enough for the ROCKSTAR team to win? And on the last stage now, the two teams are separated by less than 2 seconds.
Yeah, we were leading by 1.7 coming into the last stage. I did a few mistakes. I was not as quick as the time before, but it's been a great battle, and whoever wins, Pat drove very well today, and I hope I did.
The damage and subsequent handling issues kept Richard from hitting the pace he needed to keep Lestage at bay.
He clocks in to finish 5.3 seconds behind.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. It was a tight battle, and congratulations to Antoine for a hard-fought rally. Hey man, that's rally, and it's good to know that we're back on the pace, so it should be a good season.
It is one of the closest finishes in the history of the Rocky Mountain Rally. Lestage wins by 5.3 seconds after an entire day of racing. Crazy Leo on the podium for the first time this season. So Lestage extends his lead in the Fiddler Cup race. Richard is now 2nd, and look at Leo, just a couple of points out of 3rd. Almost everyone makes it to the finish despite the horrible conditions.
Oh yeah, it's one of my greatest victory, I would say. It was very intense, and to battle like that until the last meter of the last stage of the rally, it's awesome. And yeah, I was very happy, and now we're going to Bay, a rally that I really like. That was not very good to me last year, but hopefully this year I'll be able to do it with my car and have a good run there. It's a rally that I really like, and looking forward to go there.
And 2nd place keeps Richard in the hunt.
Oh, it was a really difficult event. I mean, Mother Nature was not kind to us. We got a lot of snow out on the stages, and we led the rally from the beginning up until the 2nd to last stage. So it was a great battle we had with Antoine. We were trading seconds here and there. We started the last stage 1 second apart. Unfortunately, we got the short end of the stick there, and he took the victory, but bodes well for the championship. Leanne did a fantastic job. Our new partnership's working well. I can't wait for the next event, and it's going to be a great season.
And the new partnership between Crazy Leo and Martin Brady has already paid dividends.
Yes, indeed. 3rd place, you know, tough conditions, short rally, but we kept on the road thanks to Martin and thanks to peer pressure from my team.
Yeah, it's not a bad result for my first visit to Canada. I'm very proud and very happy with it, but it has to be said, it's thanks to this guy here.
We're going to go hard at Bay again. We're going to probably crash again or set some very good times.
And that's when the teams will face off again. Canada Day, July 1st, the legendary Rally Bay de Chaleur. Thank you for joining us, the Canadian Rally Championship on Canada's sports leader, TSN.